Hello Nintendo fans, my name is Mario Master. What are we doing today? Welcome back to my favorite thing ever. I'm kidding. I love doing these kind of videos. Today I'm going to make a very bold claim and say the entire reason that amiibos exist is because of Skylanders. Now you might be wondering, Eric, that is a really bold claim. Why would you say that? Well, let me get to it. Now, Skylanders has to be one of the most revolutionary game gimmicks that has ever been created. With the toys that can be in the game. It was genius. But how did this all start? Well, first off, I feel like I need to say how Skylanders worked. Now, when you bought the Skylanders game for the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360, you got this little plastic platform that you could plug into your console. Now, you got I want to say maybe one or two little figures. Now, these were called Skylanders. Here are some pictures of some Skylanders right now. Now, there were many, and I truly do mean many, Skylanders. I'm pretty sure they made like upwards of, at least a couple million. I mean, like, there were so many gimmicks. They eventually made it so, like, you could swap out parts. You could like build your own. It was very revolutionary, and Toys for Bob, the company who made Skylanders, were geniuses. But we won't dive into too much into Skylanders because this video isn't really what it's about, you know? So, technically, this all started way back in 1988 with the very first Spyro game. Because Spyro, if you don't know, is a purple dragon with a couple games I believe to be on the PlayStation, but I am not 100% sure. Now, Spyro is the beginning of our journey, but he is not the main focus of this video. We are focusing on Skylanders, and its first game was released way back in 2011. And our very last game was way back in 2016. Now, it is very sad, it's a very sad decline in Skylanders. I remember playing the first game at my friend's house, so I have some pretty good memories of playing the first game. I didn't play any of the other games after that, but after Skylanders' success, there were many copycats. Now, like I said, I have very good memories of playing the very first Skylanders game. It was definitely, it was such a unknown concept that really hadn't been done before. You know, I just don't believe anyone really thought about doing something like that. Eventually, I bet someone would have done it, you know? But whatever, right? I mean, amiibos, right? Amiibos, which is probably the best example of the copycats, and they are still being made today, which is true. I'm pretty sure they just released like 2 more for the Tears of the Kingdom release, but I'm not insanely sure. Here they are if they did make some. But there are also, I mean, the thing with amiibos, there were just, although yes, they were the same idea as Skylanders. They were different enough, you know. I mean, because the main thing with amiibos, there wasn't like, or maybe there was. I didn't do my research on that. Um, they didn't make a full game that revolved around amiibos, because what amiibos do is they give you like in-game perks and everything like that. Like for example, you can use certain Legend of Zelda amiibos in for example, fucking can't think of the game. Breath of the Wild. You can use amiibos for Breath of the Wild and get certain items and get like really boost the beginning of your game. Obviously, you really can't find amiibos anymore. They're very hard to find. I believe you can't buy them anymore. I think that's like only an online thing. But Nintendo isn't the only person to do this. There was also that Disney game, which you probably don't remember. It was called Disney Infinity. Now, at least with Amiibo, they had at least Amiibos had a little difference. It was enough to call it different, you know, than Skylanders. Amiibos were just enough, you know, they just had that much of a difference to call it different from Skylanders, but you could argue that Nintendo got the idea from Skylanders. But Disney's Infinity was a blatant ripoff, which this game came out in 2013. And once again, this game was just Skylanders with the Disney IP slapped on it. That's do anything for money Disney for you. Boy oh boy, this did not sell well at all. I did not research how well this actually sold, but I do remember seeing the commercials for these way back in 2013, and I remember seeing it. I'm like, huh, so what you're telling me is that's just Skylanders, you know? And I want to remind you, I hadn't played Skylanders since 2011. I haven't played Skylanders in forever. Once again, I played the very first game and none other than that, you know? So it was very surprising to see in 2013 that Disney was just making a blatant copycat for, you know, Skylanders. It really was. I mean, like, if you watch if you look up Disney Infinity, it will articles. There are so many articles. It's just like, this is just like Skylanders. This is just Skylanders with Disney, you know? This is essentially Skylander. I'm pretty sure I just saw one that was just, this is Skylanders DLC. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure Disney Infinity was also just worse. But who knows? But Disney was not the only company trying the Skylanders format. Lego was the next to try this, but at least Lego made a little bit more sense with the creativity and the things that you can make with Lego. The game was called Lego Dimensions, which released in 2015, which is really the dying era of Skylanders, which everyone was just losing interest at that point. So that didn't sell well either. But Skylanders falling off is not into the sad dimension that is failure, is not an entire different story and an entire different video. Now, Lego Dimensions was probably one of the weirder ones, because once again, this released way back in 2015, and the very last game for Skylanders released way back in 2016. So they really didn't they really released that ideal late. But I do remember seeing the commercials for these as well. And it was actually a pretty cool idea. I mean, like, once again, it was just Skylanders but with Legos, but like at least it made sense, you know? But like Skylanders was already falling off at this point, way back in 2015. Their last game released in 2016. Everyone was losing interest. Um, I'm pretty sure the TV series at this point was over. No one was really playing Skylanders anymore. They tried to revive the series. It didn't really go over well. But once again, getting into the sad decline of Skylanders is an entire different video. Like, this video would probably be like an hour long if I truly wanted to go in depth into every single Skylanders game and how eventually they killed off the series. We won't get into that because once again, this video would be way too long if I did this and then like the sad decline of Skylanders. But that's it. Those were like the major, blatant ripoffs for Skylanders. There are probably way more, but like these were probably the worst of any of them. I mean, there were probably obviously way more than I got covered in this video, but these were like the most blatant and obvious ones that ripped off Skylanders and like tried to copy Skylanders' success and the gimmick that it did do. But that's it. So thank everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. All in the description below. Patreon's $1 a month. I do extra videos. Also, don't forget to check out the Lonely Boys podcast, which is also linked in the description below. And that's it. Peace.